Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Hey guys,
What's up?
it's been a few weeks. Good to see you.
And you.
Where's
Hi,
Mob?
you.
Where's Mob? I miss him.
And you.
Is he?
I don't know where Mob is.
Is he doing like musical stuff this weekend and he couldn't hang?
I honestly don't know.
I miss him.
Yeah.
Well, Mob,
not
wherever
sure.
you are, I hope that you're enjoying the Music City.
He lives in a cool new city with stuff to do, so
Yeah, that's nice. I do like that.
must be cool.
I do like that for him, for me. Columbia's got cool stuff, guys. Don't be so hard on yourself.
I love living here.
Yeah, good.
You guys always shit on it.
I
don't
love
sh-
living here, except for when there's college students around.
Yeah,
So
fair.
3/4 of the
Hey,
year.
I get homesick for Columbia a lot. So, especially this time of year. Like, this is the time of year where I think I'm the most homesick for Columbia.
Yeah.
Because it's like football's about to start. I want to be with the boys.
Fall is the best season in Columbia for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Weird Adults in the chat says Nashville believes in us. Well, we believe in you, Weird Adult. Even if Mob isn't
Cool.
here. Hey guys, welcome to the CineBoiz podcast, part of the Cork Bats podcast network. If you don't know what Cork Bats is, be sure to follow them on social media. It's at Cork Bats on Twitter and Instagram. Also TikTok. We're on TikTok.
Whoa. What?
Cork Bats on TikTok. That's a thing.
Who knew?
Look at
Not
that.
me.
Look at us.
There's also Cork Bats on YouTube.
Look at us.
So, which is youtube.com/corkbats. And also, Corkbats has their own website. So be sure to visit corkbats.com. Our latest review, CineBoiz review of Bodies, 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 is up now, which got 4.5 stars. It is great. Have
I've
you
heard
guys-
great things about
Have
it.
you
Yeah,
guys
looks
seen it?
good.
No, I haven't.
I loved it. It's absolutely tremendous. When it starts kind of slow, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be into this, and then it gets really good. So highly recommend it.
I got like a Chippendale versus Evil vibes. Is that at all similar?
Yeah,
In that it's a horror story that's a joke.
it's not really a joke. It's more
Oh.
satire, and it's good.
Okay.
It's like good satire, like a
Okay.
solid satire horror movie.
I like that.
But yeah, we are the CineBoiz, the movie, TV, gaming branch of Cork Bats. You can follow us here on Twitch if you'd like. It's absolutely free. You can also subscribe if you would like, which is not free, but helps us financially. Just don't put yourself in financial jeopardy. And then keep up with us on social media at CineBoiz on Twitter and Instagram. We do not have a TikTok, so if you want CineBoiz TikTok content, I can confirm there is CineBoiz TikTok content on the Cork Bats TikTok. That's a lot of K's and T's. But you can check that out there. You can also join our Discord. The link for that is below. I think it still works. I don't know. Our Discord has been kind of quiet lately. That's kind of my fault. Sorry. But maybe we can get that going again. You know, who knows? Guys, happy National Bacon Lovers Day to all who celebrate.
It's me. I celebrate.
Yes, I think everybody celebrates unless you're like vegan or
And
vegetarian.
even then,
Yeah.
I think you still like bacon. You've just made the choice to try and be healthier about it, which
Sure.
good for you.
Sure. Yeah.
But not for me.
I got 4 slices of bacon in my fridge right now that I might cook up in celebration today. I made pasta carbonara the other night.
Oh,
It's like
yum
the
yum.
best. It's super
Yeah.
easy to make and it's the best. So
Bacon is the greatest.
Yeah.
It's good for me. It's a perfect way to start the day, you know?
yeah, great. Well, I'm Kenny. I'm one of the co-hosts of the CineBoiz podcast, and I'm joined by 2 of my other 3 hosts today. And let's start with Tom. Tom, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm so good. What are you
Good.
big on?
You know, I feel like there's just like a lot of little things the last few weeks because I feel like I've just been gone. So I just feel like throughout the last few weeks, there's just been like new movie trailers coming out. So I think I'm just big on movies. Like,
Movies
I
are
know that's
good.
why we do this. I went to the theater like twice 2 weekends ago, and
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Did you
What'd
see
you see?
Bullet Train twice?
I saw Bullet Train once, and then I saw Nope the next night,
Oh,
and
it's so
both
good.
were great. Nope. I was honestly pretty terrified a few different moments. Like there's
Yeah.
just like scenes that were just like super unsettling, and just
Yeah.
like, ooh, I don't like what I can't. Like there's just like they do a really good job of like not really showing what's happening, but at the same time putting it in front of you.
Jordan Peele just did a good interview
Yeah.
about that like 2 weeks ago. He's like, what makes things scary is actually letting the audience like imagine what it is rather than
Yeah.
showing them what it is,
Sure.
because that's so much scarier than like
It
showing
really
a
is.
monster.
Yeah, and so like I don't want to say too much about it, but yeah, just those moments in that movie that really freak you out, but at the same time you can't really see what's going on, and that's just always the best kind of scare. So I'm big on that specifically, but movies in general, I just love them.
Yeah. I would recommend, if you have time,
That's why we're here.
to listen to Do You Like Apple's spoiler-free discussion on Nope from a few weeks ago. Am I in it? And so that's why I'm plugging it? Yes. But also
Could be.
it's good. And there's like smarter people than me on it. So like, yeah, it's a good listen. It's good to like have like listen to a conversation about people trying to unpack it. Because there's a lot there. And it's
Yeah,
really good.
there is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tom. I'm glad you're here, man.
Great. Great
And
to
then
be here.
we're also joined in his sick ass glow up office space
Orb.
with all the lights. We
It's
got
what I like to call a downstairs bedroom that has a computer in it.
nice. I can't wait to have a downstairs bedroom with a computer.
It's gonna be sick.
Dope.
You're gonna love it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we're joined by Kevin. Kevin, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks, Ken.
That's good to hear. What are you big on this week?
This week I'm a simple man. I love National Treasure. I love Nick Cage. We got some news that National Treasure 3 is quote still in development.
Yeah.
I have not heard this.
Well, shoot, let's
Gary-
just talk about that now.
Well, yeah. Oh, did I steal it? Well,
You did, but that's okay. I got
I'm
it
big on it.
already.
I love me some National Treasure. I
Yeah.
love Nick
so
Cage.
good.
And apparently Jerry Bruckheimer's sending Nick the script soon, and he thinks it's really good. So
Here you go.
I mean, what else? I think you can only be excited about it, right?
I am. I love those movies.
Yeah.
They're a great time.
So we'll see what happens, because I know Nick Cage before has said that he's not going to do one, but I mean,
I
this
know,
seems
but-
to say
Which is
differently.
hilarious because he says yes
done
to everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
It
So-
feels like I feel like if you just push Nick Cage at all, he'd be like, okay,
You know what? That is a great idea.
Yeah.
yeah.
Weird Adult in the chat is saying CineBoiz proud to not have a tweet using the drunken girl yelling in disinterested boyfriend's face. Well, that is where you are wrong, Weird Adult.
Yeah.
Let me
We did
pull
that
it up.
pretty.
We did
quick.
that real
I
quick.
love that. Yeah.
Maybe we were one of the first ones.
I don't know about that, but it was definitely. We definitely did it.
Yeah, we definitely did.
You
it.
probably have to scroll back a couple days, but
Oh, here it. No, that's not ours. Here it is. Yeah, pull it up real quick. I'll get you on there. Here you go, Weird Adult. We did it. Don't think we didn't. We did it.
We totally did.
We definitely whore ourselves out to online trends, especially Twitter trends. So don't
Especially
think we're
memes,
above
yeah.
that by any means, because we are
No.
not. Yeah. So
not at all above it.
be sure to check us out on Twitter at the CineBoiz. Plug.
Great plug.
Well, guys, I guess that's it for all the big ons and stuff.
It absolutely is.
So
no
I
one
guess
else has
we
anything
should-
to say ever.
We should move on from that. And
Before we move on,
Oh.
Kenny, is there anything you'd like to say before we
Oh,
move
yes.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Guys, let me tell you what I'm
Shoot.
big on. Or rather, tell
Oh,
you
yeah.
what I'm not big on. You see this TV back
on?
here?
Oh,
You see that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just bought
Yeah.
that back in June. It's already broken.
Oh, shit.
Already broken.
How?
what happened?
There's something wrong with like the backlights panel, and it's
Oh,
like
man.
certain squares and rectangles of the screen are way brighter than others. So you can
Nice.
still use it, but it's super distracting. And I've tried everything.
Do you have your old TV still?
I don't. I sold it, but luckily this one
No.
is under warranty. But I've been going back and forth with LG customer service, which is super annoying. And I don't want to like
Tough.
disparage it too much because it's
No,
not like they're not
disparage.
doing it or doing their job. But the way they have it set up is you have to go to the website, you have to put in your request, and then somebody will email you about your request in your personal email. But then they say, don't reply to this email. Go back to the website if you want to reply. So then you have to retype in all your information because it asks you for your email address, your phone number, like the situation, the type of product you're talking about. So you basically have to redo it. There isn't like a continuing like thread or like open help desk ticket, as they call it in the
I hate
IT
that.
world.
I hate that.
So yeah, it's just me constantly getting an email and then going back to LG's website, filling in all the information again, and then updating them as to where we're at now. So like I have a template now where it's like update, and then I type in the update, and then I put previous messages, and it's all my previous messages that I've sent.
Man, what a
so
pain
that
in
way
the
they
ass.
can keep track.
That reminds me of I had something similar. I was dealing with CenturyLink a couple years ago, and it was like I would call them and try and explain the situation to them, and then I'd like tell them the spiel, and then they'd be like, okay, let me transfer you to the right person, and then they would just transfer me to like a random person, and they'd be like, hi, who is this? And I'd be like, hey, so you know what's going on? They're like, no, this is a new call, what are you talking about? And it's just like,
Yeah.
I think it's a messed up game they play among themselves.
I think it's a way to get people to be discouraged to put in customer service help desk
just
tickets.
to not ask for help.
But not me, dude. I'm determined. I just bought this TV. It's under warranty. Somebody's gonna fix it. Because I'm pissed that it broke that quickly. Weird Adult says literally local dimming. Yeah, exactly. Like I would turn it on and show you, but I don't know if you would be able to really tell. But you can really tell when you're just sitting down watching something. It's super annoying. So yeah, that's what I'm, I guess, not big on. But hopefully LG will get this fixed sooner rather than later. Thank you for
Figure it
listening
out,
to my
LG.
TED Talk.
Figure it out.
Well, guys, let's get into some headlines for the week. You cool with that?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I love headlines.
Yeah. So first big headline. I guess it's not really that. I wouldn't say it's not big because I'm sure some people think it's big. It's more that I just don't really care that much. But Idris Elba has come out and said that he has a big DC superhero return in the works, which basically means to me that he's just going to play his Suicide Squad character again. And I feel like that's not that big of a deal because he just played him.
Yeah, that was just a year ago.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I just don't care about anything DC at the moment.
I don't either.
It just seems like...
Nothing they do ever works or is right. Maybe Black Adam will be a success. I personally don't think I will care about it at all.
Well, we'll talk about it here in a second, but apparently the new Flash movie is getting, like, some of the best, like, test screening reviews.
I don't know how that's... It's so weird that Warner Brothers will cancel half of their content and then just like, we're doing this Flash movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
Well, I mean, if it's good, it's good, you know, like... I mean, they put a bunch of money into it, and they're like, you know, they've been trying to release it for, 2 years now, so... And plus, you got Michael Keaton in it as Batman, so I feel like...
I am excited for that, but that's the only thing I care about.
It's just going to be weird knowing that, like, Ezra Miller is insane.
Yeah,
it will be strange.
I don't know.
Pretty big trouble.
Will he be in jail? I don't know.
Well, let's just move on to it then, because that was kind of the next thing. So, as you know, most people know at this point, Ezra Miller was arrested for burglary.
Like
felony
a million
burglary.
times he was arrested, right?
I don't know if he's been like arrested yet.
I don't know if they could find him for a while.
Yeah, this is like, well, I know this is like, I think the first felony arrest he's had.
Yeah.
In this ongoing saga of him being just
because what was the first thing they found them in Hawaii, like beating people up?
Yes.
Right.
He was beating people up in like a karaoke bar.
Yes.
It was like the first thing that happened.
And relatable, I guess.
Let me just let me just throw this out there too, real quick. The pronoun thing we'll try really hard to do.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it.
I'm constantly saying him and he, but it is them, they. So apologies, but yeah. So they are still expected to reprise their role. They have been arrested. And they released a statement basically saying, like, hey, I'm going through some complex mental issues. Let me see if I can pull up the statement. Oh, yeah, here you go. Having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, I now understand that I am suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment. I want to apologize to everyone that I've alarmed and upset with my past behavior. I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy, safe, and productive stage in my life.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that's great.
Do we think he wrote that? Probably not.
I don't know. I think there's somebody in Warner Brothers PR department that's like, we gotta release this movie, so we gotta start doing damage control.
Yeah, how much
ASAP.
money did they spend on the Flash?
I would assume at least $200 million.
I was gonna say, I thought it was like 130 million or something like that.
When was it originally supposed to release? Pre-pandemic?
I think it was supposed to release like this summer.
It's been a long time.
And then it was pushed to this fall, and now it's pushed to next summer.
Okay.
So they started filming it a while back. But
I feel like I've been hearing
I think
about
it was
the Flash
post
for years.
Pandemic when they started filming it. So
okay.
I don't know if the pandemic pushed it back, but yeah.
It's crazy that they couldn't find them. Like,
yeah, that's
you
wild.
just lose somebody that famous. I don't know.
We lost them. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. I think that Warner Brothers is in a position right now where they can't not release it. So either I think this is him doing press for the movie. I think this is it right now. It's him saying sorry or them saying sorry.
Yeah. That's a crazy press cycle, but I think you're right.
Yeah.
It's just like the apology tour.
I don't think we're going to hear from Ezra Miller for a
while.
long time now. So that's my theory.
It does seem like if Will Smith gets blacklisted for like slapping a guy, that maybe Ezra should maybe get shelved for a minute to figure some things out.
Yeah, I think that's
fair.
Actually attacking people.
Yeah, I think that is fair. Yeah. So
I don't know.
Hey, you know what? Check out the Flash movie, June 2023.
Yeah.
I feel so conflicted about it.
Wait.
Well, here's some news I know you guys are going to be super excited about. Tom Cruise. Heard of him?
Who?
Only like the biggest movie star in the world right now.
That's a good question. Who's the biggest movie star in the world?
I figured Tom Cruise.
Maybe The Rock.
Oh, it's probably The Rock.
Yeah, I mean, like if we're talking just like
Rock.
Currently, I would say Tom Cruise is more of a draw for me personally. I would rather go to a movie.
The
with
Rock's
Tom
not a
Cruise
draw
in
for
it.
me.
I get more excited for Tom Cruise movies.
Right.
But I bet The Rock has grossed more money than anybody in the last
definitely.
5 years.
And I love The Rock, but I think Mr. Cruise makes better movies.
Sure, agreed. He basically has announced that he's going to be doing several new projects with Christopher McQuarrie. One being a musical.
Oh no.
One being an action thriller, TBD,
Excellent.
non-franchise action thriller.
Always on board.
Love it.
A Les Grossman movie,
Let's go.
Interesting.
which will probably be great. And then, of course, Mission Impossible 8. So,
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
yeah, we're getting a lot of Tom Cruise stuff coming up. Now I feel like he's gone through the ups and downs of, well, not even like really that big of downs, but like times where he's really popular, times where he's like, who cares? It's Tom Cruise. Right now, he might be in his biggest, like, most popular person.
He's like he's definitely had like multiple peaks in his career, and this is just another.
He's
Huge peak.
he's gone long enough without a weird like Church of Scientology thing.
Yeah.
That people are cool on him right now.
Sure.
And Top Gun was just so across the board good that
It's so good.
Biggest crowd pleaser of all time.
So Alamo Drafthouse released like some stats on like people who saw Top Gun. So whenever you get a ticket for Alamo Drafthouse, obviously you have to have an account, and you put your email in, and then you buy a ticket. And so they can like pull up stats of like how many times somebody's seen a movie. There's a gentleman in Lubbock, Texas, who has seen Top Gun Maverick 22 times.
Damn.
Isn't that wild?
him.
wow.
How many?
I mean,
that's too much. Like,
How much money is that?
well, he was probably a season pass holder, would be my guess.
So probably just a couple months worth.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to see a movie like 22 times in 2 or 3 months, that's
a good
worth
one to
the
see.
season pass for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But like that's so much. Like that's once a day. So that's 22 days of the summer where he saw Top Gun Maverick. That's a lot for the
That is a
same
lot.
movie.
Because that's
a
like
lot.
also that's got to be multiple times a week. Has to be.
But when you think about it, it's like a pretty decent movie to watch repetitively because it's not like a movie with twists and turns. It's basically just like,
Well, twists, turns.
physical twists and
downs.
turns.
Right. Well, I mean, it's I would say that like when I was in high school, I was big on going to see a movie multiple times. The one movie I saw the most was Batman Begins. I saw it 6 times in the theater.
Oh yeah, so good.
I saw Batman Begins
As
multiple times.
I'm older, like I'm just like I don't think I want to see any movie more than once in a theater.
It's got to be
Although-
really good.
Right.
If I watch a movie twice, the movie has to be unbelievable.
I have flirted with going to see Top Gun again.
I have too.
I would like
really
to see it in
wanted to.
IMAX.
I actually would argue that the movies I watch multiple times now are like very mid-level movies because it's like the ones that are awesome, you don't really need to rewatch to like kind of remember what it's all about. And like a movie I watched multiple times in the last like 2 years is Palm Springs because it's good, it's funny, but it's like not really, there's not a lot of energy that it's, required to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there's also the big difference of like sitting down to watch Springs at home as compared to going to the same movie at a theater multiple times. I think that's more what I'm getting at. Because, there's hundreds of movies I've seen multiple times and will probably watch again. But
I do think I saw Endgame twice. Now that I think about it,
that would be a good example of a multiple view movie to see in theaters. Mm-hmm. Like they come around every once in a while, but for the most part, like I saw the movie Walk the Line in theaters 3 times. Why?
What?
I really liked it, so I was like, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, it's a great movie, but if I'm gonna,
but
I'm happy to just watch it at home now.
For that movie. Like now, it's like, no, I'm good. I saw it once. Like
that would be
the equivalent would be me going to see Elvis more than once.
Yeah,
like in high school too. Like I would go see a movie with like my dad or my parents, and then I'd go see it with my friends, and then maybe another group of friends that hasn't seen it. It's just like I don't have that many people I hang out with anymore.
I have done that in like this past year though. Like there's been a few movies that I've gone to see like with Laura, and then like a friend will want to go see it who hasn't seen it yet, and they'll ask if I want to go. I'm like, yeah, of course. It was good enough. I'd be happy to go see it again.
Sure.
But like typically, like before that though, I don't know if I'd really seen a movie multiple times in theaters since maybe Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I think I saw that like twice in the theater.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
A movie that Amy and I saw last weekend. We saw Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Mouthful. It was great, and I think I would consider seeing it twice just because there's a lot of like little lines and quotes that they're all really clever, and you may not catch the first time. And I think that was the first time Amy and I had gone to see a movie and like together in the theater in like 2 years.
Nice.
She's not a big theater gal.
Yeah, I see that. Kay's in the chat, says, boys, I'm at a baby shower. Have a great stream. We will, Kay. Have fun at your baby shower.
Congrats on the baby shower.
Yeah, congrats on the baby shower? That's awesome. Glad you said hi. Hope you have a good time. So yeah, I mean that's Tom Cruise news for you. Maybe stick around if you are in the stream, because we're gonna record 2 episodes today. If you're listening to this later, sorry, you got to wait till next week. But the second episode that we do today might have to do with Tom Cruise. So just stay tuned on that. Okay, moving on. Steve Martin, you guys know about him.
Mm-hmm.
I just read a book, his stand-up autobiography book.
Born Standing Up.
Yeah, just read that. It's pretty good. Learned a lot.
Got it.
I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite books, but I definitely really enjoyed it. It's a pretty easy read. But Steve Martin basically came out and said, like, yeah, he's pretty much done. He's going to retire. The article in the Star says comedian Steve Martin could quit after Only Murders in the Building. So he's kind of vague about it. He was like, yeah, I'm not really just going to... Basically what he said, he's like, I'm just not going to go looking for stuff anymore. Like, if something...
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll probably turn down a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go looking for stuff, but I'm not going to say I'm never going to do anything again. He's saying that this show, Only Murders in the Building, is probably like the last thing he's gonna do, and then everything else after that will be kind of extra.
It is interesting how actors, the entertainment industry in general, there's not a lot of like official retirement announcements. They kind of just decide like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then they maybe just don't do things anymore. You don't get a lot of like, I'm retiring from acting,
Yeah.
I definitely do think that, like,
in other words, I'm quitting.
Right. I definitely think
I'm quitting.
As far as like retirements in Hollywood go, I think that I definitely believe that when you're old, like, there's a handful of people that really retired, like Gene Hackman. You're not going to see him in anything anymore.
No.
You don't
Jack
get
Nicholson,
much of that, though.
He's probably.
I would have said that about Joe Pesci a few years ago, but he came back for one thing.
Well, and that's the thing about acting too, is you can always just come back and work for like, I don't know, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, which seems awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it would be sweet. And
also, you always have to
$millions.
write a book in your back pocket for a couple $100,000 or a couple
That
million,
sounds like torture, though. Like
writing a book.
Yeah, writing a book sounds, especially about myself. Like,
if you really didn't want to write it, though, I mean, you really.
I would just talk. What I would do is I'd hire somebody, and then I would just
tell somebody,
and then I'd be like, put that into a book. You figure it out. I don't want to worry about. I don't want to. I mean,
ghostwriters are a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I know some of these people that put out books can't spell. So I've been seeing a lot about the Lea Michele can't read again on the internet. I feel like it's making a comeback.
Was it ever a thing?
You haven't heard that conspiracy theory?
No.
Oh, there's a big conspiracy that she can't read.
That's
because
wild.
she grew up acting on Broadway and just like didn't really have time to like learn to read and write, go to school. So look it up.
Interesting.
That-
I'm gonna check that out.
Funny
later.
slash
funny.
like there's all kinds of people telling stories about like meeting her and like at book signing she like never looks at what she's doing and it's just like literal like scribble, and her assistant never, anytime she posts like anything on Instagram or Twitter, it's always just emojis, and if it does have words in it, it's like her assistant is always the one doing it. It's an interesting theory.
It
And
is
I
very
almost
interesting.
believe it. Because there's like a lot of clips of her like people like when she presented an award a couple of years ago, she was like, and the winner is, and then she like made the person next to her read it. It's very
Huh.
That's
interesting.
interesting.
Maybe I'll do a deep dive and come back our next show.
We should do like a investigative episode where we like pick something like
Oh,
that and
there's,
we just
like-
research it for an episode.
for sure like TikTok
Greatest
accounts that have
Hollywood
dove in,
conspiracies.
for sure. We
Yeah.
could find info.
I don't know if people would watch that, but it would be fun for us.
It
to do.
fascinates
Yeah, I
me
have a
for
good
some
time.
reason.
Oh, I love that stuff.
To
Yeah.
think about the 21st century, like growing up in America and just not really learning to read or write, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
How inconveniencing that
yeah.
would be to your daily life. I mean, if you have an assistant that does everything for you, I mean, whatever. Also, just learn like a couple words, maybe. I don't know.
Just a few. It's like
I
that
mean-
quote that's like, I'm not convinced I ever learned how to read. I just memorized a lot of
Yeah.
words.
Nick Miller.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Uh,
I don't believe dinosaurs were real.
yeah.
I've seen the science. I don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Well, guess what, guys?
What's up?
Ryan Gosling is in talks to be in a new Ocean's 11 movie
Yeah.
with
I'm
Margot
in.
Robbie.
Let's
I'm-
go.
But
Super
it's going
in.
to be a prequel. That's set
Which
in the
that
60s.
is
In
What
Europe.
I'm
better.
real curious about.
Honestly, so much better that it's set in the 60s.
Yeah.
Give me Ryan and Margot in the 60s any day.
Sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Or
awesome.
like, it's not going to be quite the same, but I saw, is it The Good Guys or the what's that movie?
The Nice
oh,
Guys.
that's a,
The Nice Guys. It's on
that's such a
Netflix
good
again,
movie.
and I want to watch that again because
It's so good.
so great.
I think it's one of the
Cowboy.
more underrated movies of the last.
It's
5 or 6
phenomenally
years.
underrated.
It got no love.
No buzz.
It was so good.
So the goal was they were going to make like a trilogy, and
I
then
know.
it made no money. And so Warner Brothers,
know.
being Warner Brothers, is like,
Which is
we know the
hard
people
because-
want it, but we're not going to do it.
Like you'd think Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling would just draw some people to the theater. I don't know.
Well, no, I don't think it was an issue of that. I think it was an issue. It released the same weekend of something huge, and
Oh,
nobody
let's
went. And
check out
saw
So
when
it.
it's a
that
matter
was.
of scheduling. We'll just
Yeah.
do it the weekend after.
Weird Adult says Ocean's 11, 33 and 1/3. That's it.
Nice.
But we, The Nice Guys is
May
just such a good
2016.
movie, and it
It's-
gets
Yeah.
it gets I feel like it's starting to make because a resurgence because they were talking
Oh,
about.
you know
I saw
what?
this on Twitter. Oh, go ahead.
I think it was Civil War, Avengers Civil
Yeah.
War.
You're not gonna
Oh,
beat-
That's tough.
That's like
yeah.
the biggest Captain America movie. Like that's
Whoever-
just not going to beat it.
Make
and
that
also-
scheduling decision should be fired.
Also, not that it did well, but X-Men Apocalypse, I think, as well. So like
You're-
that's a
yeah.
draw.
Yeah, that's a
You're just
losing
not
battle.
going to compete. Nobody wants to see. Well, I mean, I saw it in
wanted to see
theaters.
it.
I loved it, and it's
Yeah, it was
great.
great.
And I've seen.
I didn't see it
multiple
until a
times
few
since.
months ago, and it was on Hulu. And it was
Oh.
like, this
Well,
movie's incredible.
It's on like every streaming service. It's on HBO
Yeah.
Max. It's on Netflix. It's on Hulu. Like you can find it anywhere, and I highly recommend you see it. Go watch the Nice
And
Guys.
who's his daughter in the movie? It's somebody
Oh,
famous.
what's her name?
I don't know her name, but she's in Spider-Man. She's in a bunch
yeah,
of stuff.
blonde girl.
Yeah.
Yes, she
Yeah.
was. It's and she was Siobhan in Mayor of Easttown and something else recently as
Yeah.
well. All right, I got to look her up.
Australian actress, says Weird Adult. But yeah, so they have greenlit a sequel to The Gray Man, which is fine. Like I didn't dislike it. It's not the
Yeah,
best.
I was entertained. I
Yeah.
feel like for a Netflix action movie, though, it's better than a lot.
It's a step above like the Red Notice bullshit and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
But
Oh, Red Notice might be the worst movie I've seen in 5 years.
yeah. Weird Adult
In a-
just put in the
and not
chat
in a
the
good way.
Wikipedia article for Andrew Rice, who is the actress.
Yep.
Yes.
that, yeah.
Thanks, Weird
She-
Adult.
Yeah.
Weird Adult official. What's the
He's-
word?
Fact checker for us
Fact checker
today.
for the
He's
CineBoiz.
filling the mob role for sure.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So check out The Nice Guys. But yeah, Gray Man got a sequel. Why can't Nice Guys get a sequel? So I think what we can do for the world is tell people to watch The Nice Guys. It's not a long movie. It's super enjoyable. You will love it. Like, I can't think of anybody who wouldn't like it.
I bet there's someone out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some asshole. But we want a sequel to The Nice Guys. There needs to be a sequel to The Nice Guys. It's what the world wants. And it's what you want, too. I'm looking at the camera. It's what you want. You just don't know it yet. So go check
Release it in like March or or July.
When we need a great pick me up.
Yes. So yeah, check that out. And then last bit of news, they announced a Wizard of Oz remake. Tom, I know you're excited.
Don't care.
Classics like that, do we need to remake them? I don't.
Yes, we do. You know why?
It's gonna suck.
Because those idiots back in the 30s had no idea what 4K was going to be. They had no idea what Dolby Atmos sound was.
Unless you make it like, just real full-on horror with the Tin Man chopping down.
I'd actually watch I'd watch like a horror version of The Wizard of Oz.
There's got to be
creepy.
There's like horror versions of like every movie, and it's probably just like a B or C list movie that you've never heard of. So I bet it's out there.
Sometimes I think about those older movies, especially ones where there's lots of like singing and songs and stuff. I guess people would call those musicals. Oh, The Wizard of Oz is not a musical, but
it's kind of a musical.
It definitely is a musical.
Actually, it is a musical. It's 100%
musical.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's only like half song though. I feel like it's got to be. There's a ratio that has to be met.
That's still a musical.
What?
I don't know.
If course, it's a musical. There's like
I bet if you
five
look it up on
super
IMDb
popular
right now,
songs from
it
that
will be
movie.
listed as a musical.
I feel is there more
I'm looking
time
it
spent? I feel like is there more time spent singing or not singing? Because that's what defines a musical for me.
I think
it's
it's
like,
50,
are you talking
50
more?
at least?
Or are you singing more? If it's 50-50, then I'm at a loss. I don't know what to
So
say
your
about it.
definition of a musical is if more than 50% of the movie is sung?
Yes.
It
Personally,
is listed. It's billed as adventure, family, fantasy, musical.
Yeah, it's...
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like the whole second half of the movie is not... There's no songs.
I think if there's any time that a song is sang by the characters in the movie that is integral to the plot of the movie, part of the story, that is a musical. It doesn't matter like the ratio.
I don't like it.
Okay, fine. Well, you're not gonna please everybody, but I'm also pretty sure that more than 50% of that movie is sung anyway.
I don't think it is. Think about the whole second half of the movie. There's almost no songs.
But still, like even if that's the case, like 50%, that's a musical.
But then it's if the back half of the movie is not musical, the front half of the movie is probably 30% song.
I don't know.
Weird
I
Adult
disagree.
says, pay no attention to the man in front of the multicolored background. Shut up, Kevin.
I accept that one. That's
I
good.
like that. Yeah, so check out the Wizard of Oz remake that may or may not be a musical, depending on how much music is in it, according to Kevin.
I was gonna say my original point was movies like that, old movies, like if you mix them in like with good sound today, how good do the songs sound? Do they sound just terrible? Because I feel like bad quality masks a lot of imperfections.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't think that even if you're remastered, well, I don't know. I don't know.
Like the
sound
Scarecrow
that well.
probably doesn't sound that great.
It's going to sound old, but I think you can make the quality really good. Like you're going to be able to tell that it's not new.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Like we went and saw.
I'm more thinking like had Wizard of Oz been filmed in like, today's sound standards and they didn't change how they did it, how good would it sound? Would it be good or just terrible?
Fair.
I mean, Judy Garland obviously would have been
We
good.
went and saw Blade Runner in 4K with Dolby Atmos in the theater last week,
Sounds
and
awesome.
it sounded insanely good.
Really?
So, oh yeah, it was incredible. There were parts where
that's a difference of like decades of time.
but it's not. The technology isn't that much better. And well, I mean, it is. It's probably what 50 years.
I don't know actually.
50 years between Wizard of Oz and Blade Runner.
But you
Maybe.
know that
it's
the
closer
difference
to 40.
between then and Blade Runner is bigger than now, and Blade Runner is bigger than it was from Wizard of Oz to Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Yeah. Weird Adult says, I mean, dubstep versions of Wizard of Oz songs would sound great. I'd listen to it.
I think we're just sound guys now.
We're
The
sound guys.
boys.
I'm a big sound bitch now. Like, now that I have a TV that has Dolby Atmos, like, or can, well, I mean, it's a TV, so it's still not the best, but it has like Dolby Atmos built in, and it sounds 1,000 times better than my old TV. Makes me
Do you
want
not
to
have a sound bar?
No, I don't.
Oh,
but
you should, dude.
I love my sound
I wouldn't
bar.
say
Lots of things.
I need to get one because even though the sound is better on this TV, it still would sound so much better with the sound bar. But like I'm only looking at sound bars that have Dolby Atmos compatibility because it's incredible. It's absolutely insane.
Basic TV.
Tom,
but
you need to get
we
some
also
surround
live
sound in
we
your
also live in an
basement,
apartment complex.
That's what I was just saying. I need to get a
okay.
cloud soundbar for my basement TV.
Yeah, so
You've got the perfect setup for it.
it's awesome. Yeah.
Right. We have, I mean, we live in an apartment complex too, so it is a slight point of like, I wouldn't say contention, but a slight point of debate between me and the fiance about like the amount of sound we're
Volume,
producing.
yeah.
So like, she's like, you can get a sound bar, just don't get a subwoofer. And I'm like, I kind of need both. But there are sound bars that sound really good without a subwoofer.
Yeah.
I would say you personally, if you call yourself a sound bitch, then you should wait till you can get a subwoofer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my thought is I'll get a sound bar and then I'll get a subwoofer later.
You could do that too.
We'll see. Anyways, that's enough sound talk. Welcome to Sound Talk. It's now done.
Soundtown.
And that's pretty much it for all the news we got for you guys. So, Tom, you got some movie anniversaries for us this week?
I do. Let's get into it. Happy 5-year anniversary to Logan Lucky.
Never saw
Good
it.
movie.
Good. Really?
Yeah, never saw
Solid
it.
movie.
That's very
Solid
good.
movie.
Add it to my list.
Happy 10-year anniversary to Lawless with Shia LaBeouf
Lawless.
and
Is
Tom
that
Hardy.
Lucy Lawless biopic?
I know.
Oh, okay.
And then, you're gonna get a kick out of this one. Happy 25-year anniversary to Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal.
I never saw that either, but I heard it.
Shaquille has done a
Oh,
shocking
yeah.
amount of movies. He's in a lot.
Yeah, he does a lot. He's a busy man. Very, very, very busy man. Well, cool. Tom, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. We are the CineBoiz
Shame.
podcast. Be sure to, check us out as a podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And our podcasts drop every Monday. So this episode that we just recorded, that you, if you're here with us live, just heard, will be available as a podcast on Monday. It will also be available on the Cork Bats YouTube page because we are part of the Cork Bats Podcast Network. Be sure to check out Cork Bats on Twitter and Instagram at Cork Bats. Also on TikTok at Cork Bats. YouTube, youtube.com/corkbats. Visit corkbats.com where you can read our movie reviews. We got Bodies, Bodies, Bodies up right now, and we're going to have a review for Beast up in the next couple of days.
Beast.
Everyone's real excited for Beast. And then you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the CineBoiz. We're not on TikTok, but that's okay. But that's pretty much it. Guys, do you have anything else you'd like to say at this point?
Sure
No.
as heck don't.
Okay, cool. Well, we're done here then. So I'll just say this real quick. If you're listening to this as a podcast, this is where it ends for you. If you're hanging out with us today in the stream, bear with us. We're going to cut the stream for a little bit. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to do another episode. So hopefully,
Rock on.
at least Weird Adult will probably hang out with us. I hope. Fingers crossed. We'll see. All right.
Bye.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.